Yes, Cory is CIA. Like, he didn't even have to say it. I know it. CIA.
Not only was Cory Gamble extremely close to Kim Porter and Diddy, he was there. He was there when the coroners arrived to Kim Porter's house after 911 was called. Am I crazy? That's Cory Gamble, 100%. Not in the blue, the one right behind it.
Because it turns out Cory might be one of those celebrity handlers with ties to government agencies, which would also explain his ties to Diddy. After all, Kanye called out Diddy's connection to the feds long before folks even understood what he was talking about.
Okay, I've collected my thoughts, I've done a lot of research, and we have to talk about Cory Gamble. Cory Gamble is surrounded by so much controversy and mystery. I think we should go back to the very beginning, because truly, who is Cory Gamble and how did he become so closely associated with figures such as Jeff Bezos, the Kardashian Empire, Rock Nation, and of course, P. Diddy? As always, let's go back to the very beginning. Cory Gamble was born on November 10th of 1980 in Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta is where he would grow up and spend the majority of his childhood and early adulthood as well. Cory attended Westlake High School in Atlanta, where he would nickname himself Mr. Dependable, and he was the captain of his football team. Cory found himself often being praised by school faculty and staff for being able to manage a rigorous schedule, being the captain of the football team, while also managing to keep good grades in school. After graduating from high school in 1999, Cory attended Morehouse College, where he pursued and received his business degree. After graduating from college, Cory Gamble would date Sheree Buchanan, who is the ex-wife of Atlanta Falcons player Ray Buchanan. Sheree Buchanan also appeared on the reality TV show Atlanta Exes, as well as The Amazing Race. Cory and Sheree dated from about 2007 to 2010, and according to Sheree, things ended very violently and dangerously as she had to take out a restraining order against Cory Gamble for stalking her after she broke things off with Cory. And there is court documentation to prove that in 2010, a restraining order was granted against Cory Gamble to protect Sheree Buchanan. Something I found very interesting about this dynamic, this relationship, was that similar to his current relationship with Kris Jenner, is that Sheree is about 10 years older than Cory Gamble, and as we know now, Cory Gamble is in a long-term relationship with Kris Jenner, who is 25 years older than him, so he must have a thing for older women, I guess. One thing that I do want to mention before we continue on our confirmed factual timeline is a tip that I received that definitely falls into the realm of speculation, but I found it very interesting and wanted to share with you guys under the pretenses that this is just speculation. I have received numerous tips that all are very, very similar, and these tips came from individuals who have claimed to be familiar or know Cory Gamble from when he still lived and worked in Atlanta. Cory was once a performer in the adult film industry. Multiple people came to me sharing this information and that they had seen him while they were working on certain sets, and obviously I am not going to share their identity for their own protection. I have no idea the genre that he may have been working in, and as much as I love information, that is not a rabbit hole that I want to go down. Again, this is just alleged. I do want to get back to our more factual, provable timeline, but I did want to mention that simply because so many people message me saying this exact same sentiment. I'm not willing to do the research to confirm whether or not that speculation checks out or not. It was towards the mid to late 2010s when Cory stopped really splitting his time between Atlanta and California and was really starting to make moves in California, Los Angeles. Let's talk about some of Cory's friendships and connections that have ultimately led him to being somewhat of a patriarchal figure in the Kardashian empire. One of the more notable and important friendships we'll mention in this series is Cory Gamble's friendship with P. Diddy. Now, I cannot confirm the origins of how P. Diddy and Cory Gamble became such close friends. Upon further investigation, I did discover that Farnsworth Bentley, who worked as P. Diddy's butler, his personal valet, really his personal assistant for a number of years, was enrolled in Morehouse College at the same time that Cory Gamble was enrolled in Morehouse College. I wonder if that connection at Morehouse eventually led to Cory Gamble meeting P. Diddy through Farnsworth Bentley, but obviously we can't confirm this. This is just speculation. Cory Gamble has been close with P. Diddy publicly since at least the mid-2000s to the late 2000s. Dozens of photographs on the internet of Cory Gamble with P. Diddy and his young children that were taken years and years ago. Cory has stated on multiple occasions that he helped raise P. Diddy's children and had a brother-sister-like friendship with Kim Porter, P. Diddy's now deceased ex. We talked about in earlier videos, Cory Gamble was even on the scene when coroners arrived to retrieve Kim Porter's lifeless body out of her home. It really does seem like Cory Gamble has more than just a friendship with P. Diddy and his family. It definitely seems to be more of a familial bond. I also found photos of Cory Gamble with Ludacris, Shaq, and Michael Jordan that go all the way back to 2001, and it seems that they had a very close friendship and would often be traveling on private jets together. I could not confirm the origins of these friendships, how they connected, but obviously there are so many places that they could have connected. In 2001, Cory Gamble had just recently graduated from high school, so it's very interesting to see how many influential connections he made at a very, very young age somehow. Before the age of 21, he was on private jets with some of the biggest rappers and athletes. Go to part 2. Like we just discussed, Cory Gamble has had a lot of close friendships with very influential rappers and athletes, one of those athletes being Michael Jordan. Cory Gamble's Instagram feed is full of him taking pictures of Michael Jordan, watching him on the sidelines while he played basketball. Cory would often travel with Michael Jordan's entourage on Michael Jordan's private plane. One notable friendship that Cory Gamble has that ties back to Ashton Kutcher, who is really close friends and business associates with P. Diddy, is Cory Gamble's friendship with producer Rob Wise. If that name sounds familiar, Rob Wise is the man who produced Ashton Kutcher's television show Punk'd, which we have talked about, and it was a very problematic show within itself. Another friendship or connection that Cory made before becoming intertwined in his Kardashian era is Scooter Braun. Him and Scooter Braun connected around 2011, and his friendship and work partnership with Scooter Braun really helped propel Cory's career in the music industry. Before Cory stepped into the role of co-manager of Justin Bieber alongside Scooter Braun, Cory Gamble worked closely with the artist Scotty McCreery.
What's your name?
Scott McCreery. Scotty.
Oh, Scott.
How are you? How old are you, Scott?
16 years old.
In early May of 2012, Cory Gamble posted a screenshot on his social media of the Billboard Top 200 list that showed Scotty McCreery's album, Clear as Day, listed as #1. Cory captioned this photo as, "It feels good to own a piece of a #1 record and album. Quietly." So somehow Cory Gamble was financially invested into Scotty McCreery the same way he was financially invested into Justin Bieber. But we do know that Cory Gamble was not ever listed as a manager for Scotty McCreery, so I'm not sure to what extent Cory owned or owns Scotty McCreery's album. Late May, Cory Gamble posted a screenshot of Justin Bieber's album Believe onto his social media and captioned it, "After reading all of the reviews, I may be responsible for another #1 album." As we know, Justin Bieber's album Believe, soon after it was released, would go #1 and spend a decent amount of time near the top of the charts. Again, I'm not really sure to what capacity Cory Gamble is financially invested into Justin Bieber's music, but neither here nor there. Before becoming intertwined with Justin Bieber, Cory Gamble seems to have made a really good impression on Justin Bieber's ex-girlfriend at the time, Selena Gomez. In 2011, Selena Gomez tweeted out to her fans, all encouraging them to go follow Cory Gamble. Because of Cory's connection to Scooter Braun, who was also Ariana Grande's former manager, Cory would often work closely with the pop princess. Many have even speculated that the reason Kris Jenner landed a role in Ariana Grande's Thank You Next music video was because of Cory's connection to Scooter Braun and Ariana Grande. In 2014, Cory Gamble was officially designated as Justin Bieber's tour manager, and I think it is interesting that Justin Bieber was really struggling with substances and spirits whenever he was working closely with Cory Gamble. Certainly it could have been a coincidence, but it was very odd to see Justin Bieber struggling so much while he was closely managed by specifically Cory Gamble. Go to part 3. Part 3, Cory Gamble has also had a long-standing friendship with Ellen DeGeneres, former television TV show host, and her wife Portia. Even after Ellen DeGeneres' many scandals, Cory Gamble still remains very close friends with Ellen and Portia. While Cory Gamble was working closely with Scooter Braun hand in hand with many young pop stars, Cory would often post himself traveling on luxurious private jets. In quite a few photographs, private jets that Cory is traveling on look a lot like P. Diddy's private jet, which certainly would not be a surprise knowing that they go back so many years. But Cory Gamble's connection to P. Diddy, along with his close proximity to many young pop stars, is sinister to say the least. Now, this next connection and friendship is very strange. Not only is Cory Gamble connected to very influential figures in the celebrity realm, he is also well connected to influential figures who work behind the scenes. Cory has said that he's close friends with a Russian-Canadian billionaire named Alex Schneider. Not only is Alex Schneider a major investor in a myriad of different businesses in real estate, he is also the owner of the Grand Prix, which he purchased from Eddie Jordan in 2005 and renamed it to Midland F1 Racing. Cory Gamble has said that Alex Schneider is one of the coolest guys that he knows. I was absolutely fascinated while I was doing research into Alex Schneider, as Alex Schneider was a major investor and partner alongside Trump in the creation of the Trump International Hotel and Tower in Toronto. Alex Schneider and this disgraced former president have a lot of real estate partnerships that still stand firm to this day. Not only this, but Alex Schneider was actually named as a key link in financial collusion between Trump and the Russian government in a 2017 investigation. It's not a conspiracy theory, this is public record. I think we all know that this connection goes a lot deeper, but I think I'm gonna leave it at that and we're gonna get back to the tea. Cory Gamble has also had a long-standing friendship with the father of Miley Cyrus and country musician Billy Ray Cyrus. Their friendship dates all the way back to when Billy Ray Cyrus still had his infamous mullet. Cory Gamble and Billy Ray Cyrus's friendship goes all the way back to long before he met Kris Jenner, but it spanned all the way to his relationship with Kris Jenner, and before Billy Ray Cyrus and Tish Cyrus divorced, Kris Jenner and Cory Gamble would often go on double dates with the celebrity couple. Another very well-known couple that Kris Jenner and Cory Gamble would double date with, Babyface and his wife Nicole. If you're not aware of who Babyface is, he is a very influential singer, songwriter, and producer in the industry, and he has been since the late 80s. Babyface is also a very close associate of P. Diddy. Just last year, P. Diddy and Babyface wrote and produced the song Kim Porter, which was basically Diddy's ode in tribute to his late ex who passed. Speaking of dating, let's talk about how Kris Jenner and Cory Gamble even met in the first place. According to the couple, the two of them met on a yacht while celebrating a 40th birthday for a fashion designer that was hosted by Kanye West in Ibiza. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I do not believe that these two are in a real relationship, and a lot of my opinion really stems from simply their body language. When we see Cory and Kris out in public, it really looks like he's her security. Cory's been given a fairly warm welcome into the Jenner household by the girls and the women of the family, but at least two of the men of the Jenner clan have loudly vocalized that they are uncomfortable with Cory. Go to part 4. Part 4, Kanye West has accused Cory Gamble of being a part of the CIA or being a Fed in some sort of capacity. Kanye has said multiple times that Cory Gamble is not to be trusted.
Cory is a plant. Cory was, Puff Daddy, Nanny, Manny. You get what I'm saying? Then he was with Justin Bieber when Justin Bieber got in trouble.
Scott Disick is another figure who has vocalized his concern about Cory's mysterious past and how quickly Cory and Kris jumped into a very serious relationship. Scott and Cory have also gone head to head in the past when Cory shamelessly threatened to physically discipline Scott's daughter Penelope at a family dinner.
Her ass, and I'll explain to y'all later.
What?
I would whip her ass.
You would whoop Penelope's ass if she scratched you?
I would give her a spanking for sure.
My daughter? What are you talking about?
Scratch me
You
in my
would whoop
face.
my daughter's ass if she touched you?
No, scratch me.
You would whip my daughter
Why not?
if she scratched you?
Why not?
A little 6-year-old girl?
That's
What are you talking about?
That's the problem.
Stop it.
Scott reacted like any parent would in this situation. I think this interaction was very worrisome to a lot of fans, especially this generation, as we unpack and educate ourselves on the harm that comes along with physical discipline. Just a couple years after Cory Gamble began his relationship with Kris Jenner, we had a new president elected in 2016. After that president was elected, Kanye West and Cory Gamble personally flew out to New York City to congratulate Donald Trump personally. Now, this is the second time we have seen Cory Gamble in very close proximity to important government officials or affiliates of government officials. And unfortunately for Cory, it doesn't appear that he is going to be beating the Fed CIA allegations anytime soon. Right now, we are all patiently or impatiently waiting to see if Cory Gamble will be named in any kind of capacity having some form of involvement in the current P. Diddy lawsuit that's going on. As we know, Cory Gamble was connected to P. Diddy through almost every controversy that P. Diddy went through. Some people believe that Cory Gamble is the Olivia Pope of Calabasas and a fixer and a protector of the Kardashians, while others believe he may just be an opportunist. At this point, I would say this is still a lot of very surface level information, and I think there's a lot more to find out. So we're gonna stay on top of this, and I wanna know what you guys are thinking in the comments. I wanna know if any of this information surprised you. I'll see you guys in the next one.